This is Mac OS Ken.
A sort of seismic shift in the App Store, an interesting shopping list from Apple, and Apple is expanding its expanded protections for children. It is Wednesday, the 10th of November, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Get 40% off your new home security system by visiting simplisafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Ladder, smart, dynamic term life insurance. It's no fun to think about what might happen to your loved ones if what we call the unthinkable happens. From sending kids to college to keeping a roof over their heads, there are lots of reasons people choose term life insurance. If you're considering it, choose Ladder. Ladder is 100% digital. No doctors, no needles, no paperwork when you apply for $3 million in coverage or less. And it really couldn't be simpler. Going through the initial screening took me less time than you'll spend listening to today's show. Ladder policies are issued by insurers with long, proven histories of paying claims. They're rated A and A+ by AM Best. And one more thing to consider, the older you get, the more life insurance costs. That makes now the best time to learn more. So go to ladderlife.com/macOSKen today to see if you're instantly approved. LADDER, that's ladderlife.com/macOSKen, ladderlife.com/macOSKen. Apple's request to halt changes ordered for the App Store has been denied. In her ruling in the legal battle between Apple and Epic Games back in September, Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers sided mostly with Apple. She did order one fairly significant change, though. Apple would be required to let developers put links in their apps to alternate payment mechanisms besides Apple's own in-app payment system. Should customers choose that alternate payment system, Apple would be cut out of whatever commission it would normally receive. Not only did Apple appeal that ruling, the Cupertino company also asked for a stay in the ruling's implementation while the case made its way through the appeals process. Now a piece from CNET says that request has been denied. The piece says Apple's attorney in the case, Mark Perry, pointed out that Apple has already made a couple of changes, allowing developers of Reader apps to offer links to alternative sign-up methods in their apps, as well as letting developers contact customers, with the customer's permission, to tell them about alternative payment options. But CNET says, Perry argued that in complying with the judge's ruling, it would be exceedingly complicated to create guardrails and guidelines to protect children, developers, consumers, and Apple itself. Judge Gonzalez-Rogers was not buying it, saying Apple was exaggerating any problem it would have. As example, she held up platform crossplay in games like Epic's Fortnite and the company's own Reader app rules changes. CNET had the judge citing those as effectively trial examples that prove alternatives outside the App Store can be accommodated. Also, it sounds like she might have been cool with a better time frame than until we're done. CNET quotes Judge Gonzalez-Rogers as saying to Apple, "You did not ask for a few months, you didn't ask for 6 months, you didn't ask for a limited amount of time, you asked for an across-the-board stay, which could take 3, 4, or 5 years. That's what you asked for. So now they have 1 month, unless another court steps in." The CNET piece says Rogers' order is set to go into effect on the 9th of December. Apple said in a statement that it still believes no additional business changes should be required to take effect until all appeals in the case are resolved. We intend to ask the Ninth Circuit for a stay based on these circumstances. If you listen closely, off in the distance, you may hear the sound of JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee's head exploding. He's penned a couple of notes over the past few weeks trying to suss out how things are going in the supply chain based on wait times for iPhones. Apple may have messed that up yesterday with a holiday list. Mac Rumors says Apple has posted dates for holiday shopping. Specifically, the list lists how late people can order certain products and have them delivered by the 24th of December. It includes iPhones, and as Apple's list stands right now, you can order those 3 days before Christmas and get them by Christmas Eve. Interesting items on Apple's list. Any iPhone in the iPhone 13 line from Mini to Max can be delivered by the 24th of December as long as it is ordered by the 22nd of December. Same goes for the iPhone 12 line and iPhone SE, though iPhone 11 runs out quicker. Those have to be ordered by the 15th of December for delivery by the 24th. Any Apple Watch Apple currently sells has to be ordered by the 22nd of December. As Apple indicated on last month's earnings call, iPads are going to be hard to get. Engraved or not, iPad mini has to be ordered by the 16th of November. The entry-level iPad has to be ordered by the 23rd of November. iPad Air has to be ordered by the 1st of December. The 11-inch iPad Pro has to be ordered by the 8th of December. And finally, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro has to be ordered by the 22nd of December. That is unless you want it engraved, in which case it has to be ordered by the 15th of December. Macs are all over the place, though the newest ones, the 14-inch and 16-inch M1 Pro, M1 Max, have to be ordered by the 1st of December, presumably with no customization. All models of AirPods can be ordered as late as the 22nd of December unless you want them engraved. That moves the dates up a bit. HomePod Mini you can order as late as the 22nd of December. Apple TV kind of depends. The HD model can be ordered as late as the 24th of December, though the Apple TV 4K has to be ordered by the 1st of December to guarantee delivery by the 24th. Oh, and they're apparently expecting a run on AirTags. Those need to be ordered by the 8th of December. Engraving pushes that date to the 4th or the 5th of the month, depending on whether you're engraving a 4-pack or just a single. While the list cited is for the US, Mac Rumor says Apple has also provided order-by deadlines for products in select other countries, including Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and the UK. And if you see JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee, give him a smile and tell him it's going to be okay. If you're planning to trade in old Apple gear toward new stuff, oh, you should have been here last week. Another piece from Mac Rumor says Apple has dropped the maximum trade-in prices for Macs, iPads, and all but one of the eligible iPhone models. Maximum trade-in prices have not changed for Apple Watch, according to the report. You may remember the first iFixit teardown from the latest iPhones having a bit of bad news for third-party display repair. We talked about this at the end of September. That's when Mac Rumors had iFixit saying that despite the decoupling of the Face ID module and the display, any display replacement disables Face ID. This means that screen replacements not authorized by Apple will result in non-functional Face ID components. At the same time, a piece from Cult of Mac said that that was true even when the repairs were performed with parts made by Apple. iFixit wrote about this issue again last week. I didn't bother mentioning that because nothing had changed. Now it looks like something is about to. A piece from The Verge explains the issue around the repairs and an upcoming fix. According to that report, soon after the iPhone 13 launched, repair experts found that swapping out the iPhone 13 screens would break Face ID unless you also moved over a tiny control chip from the original screen. It's a complex process that makes one of the most common types of repairs prohibitively difficult for independent repair shops. that will change. The report says Apple tells The Verge it will release a software update that doesn't require you to transfer the microcontroller to keep Face ID working after a screen swap. What Apple did not tell The Verge is how soon that software update will happen. That said, Apple is working on updates all the time. Why, just yesterday, Apple hit with a slew of betas for developers. iDownload says Apple let dev types in on betas for iOS, iPadOS, and tvOS 15.2, macOS 12.1, and watchOS 8.3. Lots was written about the lot, including a hot button feature headed to iPhone and, one assumes, iPad. Apple Insider says the Cupertino company is going ahead with one of its expanded protections for children plans. Apple announced 3 planned initiatives in August of this year, adding resources to Siri and Search to help fight child sexual abuse, spotting known child sexual abuse material, or CSAM, being uploaded to or stored in iCloud, and eyeing photos sent to and from underage accounts for material that might be harmful or inappropriate. Not actually eyeing, rather using machine learning or voodoo or something. Anyway, in the beta for iOS 15.2, it looks like they're moving ahead with that last one. According to Apple Insider, Apple's latest iOS 15.2 beta has introduced a previously announced opt-in communication safety feature designed to warn children, and not parents, when they send or receive photos that contain nudity. That not notifying the parents seems to be a change. Unlike the previously planned version of the feature, the piece says parents will not be notified if the system detects a message contains nudity. Apple says this is because of concerns that a parental notification could present a risk for a child, including the threat of physical violence or abuse. The piece points out that the feature is opt-in. It can be activated by parents or guardians for child accounts on a family sharing plan. More news in a moment, but first a word from SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. If you have ever considered a SimpliSafe system, now is the time to do it. This week, the folks at SimpliSafe are giving macOS Ken listeners 40% off their award-winning home security. I'm a fan of SimpliSafe because it has everything you need to make your home safe. Indoor and outdoor cameras, comprehensive sensors, all monitored around the clock by trained professionals who send help the moment you need it. Of course, your place is different than my place, and SimpliSafe knows that. That's why they have ready-made packages, or they let you get just the items you need for your home. Whatever you choose, installation is a breeze. My sensors, base station, and keypad took less than an hour to install. All of that, and right now, huge savings. These are SimpliSafe's biggest discounts of the year. You can get a complete home security system starting at just over $100 with no long-term commitments or contracts. Safety and simplicity, that's SimpliSafe. Take advantage of SimpliSafe's holiday sale and get 40% off your new home security system by visiting simplysafe.com/macOSKen. SIMPLI. Again, that's simplysafe.com/macOSKen for 40% off your entire system. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Jony Ive is still working with Apple. A piece from Apple Insider had Apple's former chief design officer saying that his firm, Love From, still does something with the Cupertino company. Speaking at Monday's Rewired event, the piece says Ive advised his Love From team is still working with Apple. Ive declined to provide details about what exactly that entailed. It would be more interesting if he had said what it was he was doing. Still, if news of Mr. Ives slinking around the spaceship warms your cockles, consider your cockles warmed. There's a new member of Apple's board of directors. The Cupertino company issued a press release Tuesday saying that Johnson & Johnson chairman and CEO Alex Gorsky has a seat at Apple's table. On the company he leads, Apple said during Gorky's tenure as CEO and chairman, Johnson & Johnson has become the world's largest healthcare company and one of the foremost innovators in research and development for emerging health technologies. Apple Music might be a better destination for Chinese speakers and fans of Chinese music soon. Apple Insider has word of a new partnership between the streaming service and China's Tencent Music Entertainment Group. According to a press release announcing the tie-up, record labels and artists who are part of TME Music Cloud can now distribute their music around the world via Apple Music. When they say can now, it's unclear whether that means right now or coming soon now. It's also unclear how many artists and tracks we're talking. According to Apple Insider, beyond describing how TME attracts hundreds of thousands of Chinese musicians, no figures for the deal or the TME Music Cloud have been revealed. And finally today, we end where we began, in the App Store. TechCrunch says Netflix has started adding its games to Apple's App Store in a way that will not butt heads with its partner in Cupertino. The video streamer and nascent games company has put a few games into the App Store as standalone titles. Those include Stranger Things 1984, Stranger Things 3 The Game, Teeter, Shooting Hoops, and Card Blast. The games are free to download, but they do not do anything if you don't have a Netflix account or are not logged into your Netflix account on the iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch on which you're playing. If you are logged in, you can just start playing. None of that is questionable from Apple's standpoint. The part that was questionable was whether Apple would allow a Games tab in the Netflix streaming app, alerting people to the games available. Netflix is not pushing that right now. According to TechCrunch, the streamer indicated that while Apple has been a great partner on Netflix games, it wasn't entirely clear to Netflix if a gaming tab would bump up against another App Store policy, which bans apps that offer their own app stores. Since Netflix believes the tab is not critical to being able to offer the gaming experience to iOS users, it made the decision to launch without it. However, if the company is able to get more clarity around this rule in the future, it may be able to add a Games tab to its iOS app, like the one available now on Android. Coming up in a few minutes, like everyone, Parallel host Shelley Brisbane has hopes and dreams for the new year. There really is one coming. What does she expect from Apple in 2022? And what does she want? She'll tell us in a few minutes. Find it and listen wherever you find and listen to podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Ladder, smart, dynamic term life insurance. Learn more at ladderlife.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 40% off your new home security system by visiting simplysafe.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.